And my specific words was, tell me everything that I'm forgiven, lest I take my forgiveness back.
Imagine standing in front of the whole world and saying, I forgive you. Imagine writing books about it, recording songs about it, building a whole new chapter of your life around it. And then, more than a decade later, watching it all come to an end anyway. That is the story of Tina Campbell and her husband, Teddy Campbell. On April 13th, 2026, Teddy Campbell, whose full name is Glendon Campbell, walked into the Los Angeles County Superior Court and officially filed for divorce. After 25 years of marriage, one of gospel music's most famous couples is calling it quits. Now, if you don't know who Tina Campbell is, here's the quick version. She is one half of the Grammy Award-winning gospel duo Mary Mary, alongside her sister Erica Campbell. Together, they changed the sound of gospel music and brought it to a mainstream audience. And Teddy, he has been her husband, her manager, and, as millions of fans came to learn, one of the biggest sources of pain in her life. The news of this divorce filing hit fans hard. Why? Because this couple already survived something that breaks most marriages. They already went through the fire, publicly, and came out the other side. Or so we thought. So today, we are going to break down everything. The history, the cheating scandal, the forgiveness, and now the divorce. Let's get into it.
Well, yeah, it was infidelity on my part. And my wife found out about it. And when she found out about it...
To understand where they are today, you have to go back to the beginning. Tina and Teddy Campbell got married in the late 1990s, right around the time that Mary Mary, Tina and her sister Erica, were rising to fame. Songs like Shackles Praise You were topping charts and playing everywhere from Sunday morning church services to secular radio stations. It was a huge moment, and Teddy was right there with her. He wasn't just her husband, he was deeply involved in her career. They built a life together. They had 5 children together. From the outside, they looked like the definition of a power couple, rooted in faith. But behind closed doors, things were far more complicated than anyone knew. Starting in 2012, Tina and her sister Erica agreed to do a reality TV show on WeTV called Mary Mary. It would follow their personal and professional lives. And what viewers did not know, what even Tina did not fully know yet, was that by agreeing to put cameras in their home, they were about to expose a secret that Teddy had been hiding for years. Later, Teddy himself admitted that he was hesitant to do the reality show. Now we know exactly why. In 2013, the truth came out. Teddy Campbell had been having multiple affairs. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was an ongoing pattern, a secret double life that he had been living while married to Tina and raising their children. But here is the detail that made it even more painful. One of the women involved was a close family friend, someone Tina trusted, someone who was even the godmother to their children. Think about that for a second. This wasn't just a stranger. This was someone sitting at their dinner table, someone helping raise their kids. That level of betrayal, the kind that comes from someone you trusted completely, cuts differently than anything else. The cameras were already rolling when all of this came out, so millions of viewers watched Tina process this pain in real time. In season 3 of Mary Mary, which is where much of this drama unfolded, fans saw a side of Tina Campbell they had never seen before. The episode Family Feud shows her returning after a hiatus and revealing the truth about her marriage for the first time. In Tina Tells All, she opens up to her sister Erica about the full depth of what Teddy had done. And in Changes, viewers watched her pack a bag and leave town, just to have space to breathe and think. But the moment that truly stayed with people, Tina admitted that her anger got so out of control that she destroyed 3 of Teddy's cars. She also spoke openly about battling very dark thoughts during that period, thoughts she later said her faith pulled her back from. This was not a scripted drama. This was a real woman in real pain, letting the world watch her fall apart, and then slowly try to put herself back together.
We're on a road trip, a road trip, a road trip. Listen, y'all, the city where we are, they done shut down. These people don't know how to drive when it's snowing. The whole city. Ain't nobody. It's one gas station. Me and Daddy was driving around for like 40 minutes trying to find a gas station. The whole city done closed down. These people don't know how to drive or what to do over here in the snow. But Daddy, come on, somebody say Daddy. Daddy, he is a good driver. And he know what to do in the snow. Daddy knows what to do.
He ain't scared.
He ain't scared. He know what to do in the snow. He know what to do.
Now,
okay.
Don't get mad at the children when they start saying
that's right.
Foolishly.
TJ, do not mock this. Just listen to it.
Can't tell them to do that.
TJ, don't mock mommy because mommy be acting.
Don't mock her all the time.
Don't mock mommy all the time because mommy be acting a clown a little bit.
Definitely gonna mock you.
But for now, we're gonna.
Here is where the story took a turn that surprised a lot of people. Tina stayed. After everything, the affairs, the betrayal, the godmother, the cars, the dark nights, Tina Campbell chose to forgive Teddy and work on her marriage. In 2015, they even renewed their wedding vows, standing before family, friends, and God, and making a public recommitment to each other. And she didn't just stay quietly. She turned her pain into purpose. In 2015, Tina published a book called I Need a Day to Pray. It became one of her most well-known works outside of music. The book is built around her personal journals, the actual prayers she wrote to God during the darkest moments of the cheating scandal. She talked about moving from being a theoretical Christian, someone who believes in faith when life is easy, to being a real one, someone who has to trust God when everything is falling apart. She wrote honestly about the rage she felt, the criminal-level anger as she described it, the betrayal, the postpartum depression she was also dealing with at the same time. And she wrote about how prayer, not just talking about prayer, but actually doing it, was what helped her release all of it. Tina became something bigger than a gospel singer. She became a symbol. Fans, especially black women, held her up as an example of resilience and grace. Her story said, you can survive this. You can heal. You can stay, if that is what you choose. And for a while, it really seemed like they had made it through. This is the question everyone is asking. If they survived that, why is it ending now? The court papers don't give us a dramatic reason. Teddy listed irreconcilable differences, which is California's legal way of saying the marriage is broken beyond repair, without pointing fingers at any one thing. California is a no-fault divorce state, meaning you don't have to prove cheating or abuse to get a divorce. You just have to say it isn't working anymore. But the timeline tells us something important. According to the filing, Tina and Teddy officially separated in June 2024, almost 2 full years before Teddy filed the paperwork. That means they had already been living separate lives, quietly, before any of this became public. So what happened? Experts and longtime fans have a few thoughts. First, there is the idea of hidden damage. Even when you forgive someone, forgiveness doesn't erase the scar. The trust that Teddy broke in 2013 may have never fully healed. Every argument, every hard moment over the last decade may have carried the weight of that old wound. Second, there is the reality of growing apart. 25 years is a long time. People change. The people they were when they got married in the late 90s are not the same people they are today. Sometimes, after everything a couple has been through, they look up and realize they've been walking in different directions for a long time. And third, and this one is honest, sometimes surviving a public scandal is its own kind of burden. When your marriage has been on TV, written about in books, and discussed by millions of strangers, it can feel impossible to just live normally. The pressure of being the couple that made it can be exhausting. Maybe, after all this time, they simply needed peace more than they needed the image. Let's look at what the court documents actually tell us about the future. Tina and Teddy share 5 children together. 2 of them are still minors, a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. Teddy's filing did not request a specific custody arrangement, but he did ask the court to establish visitation rights, which means they will likely work out a parenting schedule going forward. When it comes to money, something interesting stands out. Teddy's filing indicated that there are no property issues to divide. Legal experts say this suggests the couple may already have a private agreement worked out behind the scenes, what some call a clean split. If true, that would make the legal process much smoother. There is also the question of spousal support. Because they were married for more than 10 years, California law classifies this as a long-term marriage. That matters because it means Tina could potentially be entitled to ongoing spousal support, though the exact details will be handled by the court later. One more thing worth knowing. The date of their separation, June 2024, is legally significant. Under California law, any income or royalties that Tina has earned from her music or appearances since that date is considered her own separate property. So anything she's built on her own in the last 2 years, that stays with her. As of now, Tina has not made a public statement. And honestly, that silence speaks volumes. She has spent years sharing her pain with the world. Maybe this time, she is choosing to keep this chapter for herself. Fans have flooded social media with messages of love and support for both of them, but especially for Tina. Here is what Tina and Teddy's story ultimately teaches us. Forgiveness is real. It is possible. It is powerful. But forgiveness is not a guarantee of a happy ending. At least not the kind we see in movies. Sometimes forgiving someone means you give the relationship every last chance it deserves. And sometimes, after all of that, you still have to walk away. That is not failure. That is wisdom. Tina Campbell spent years being the face of healing and resilience. She showed the world what it looks like to fight for your family even when it hurts. And now, she is showing the world something else. That knowing when to let go and doing it with grace is its own kind of strength. We are wishing both Tina and Teddy peace as they move into this next chapter. Separately, but hopefully with healing on both sides. If this video moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Peace.